What's up, guys and gals and crypto enthusiasts? Welcome back to Featherhead Crypto. I'm Featherhead. Today we are talking about a very interesting project, and I'm very excited to get into this one called Klickzie Arknet. We are speaking with a gentleman named David LaMountain. I actually met the team, was introduced to the team through a show called BTC TV, where we were competing for a $100,000 prize. We'll get into a little bit of that later on, but I just want to make sure that you guys know that this is not financial advice. As always, you won't hear financial advice from me or the guests on the show ever, and that's no different for today's episode. As always, we try to keep things honest here and clear for the viewers. I am not being paid to make this video in any way, shape, or form. I am strictly interested in the project. I think they have great potential, and I hope that you will as well. I am not invested in the project. That is not to say that I will not be in the future, because it is a very interesting project. But let's get right to it, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. What's up, guys? We're here with David LaMountain, the head of investor relations for Tautachrome, and he is also the Arknet inventor. We are here today to discuss Klickzie Arknet. How's it going, David?
Excellent. How are you?
Doing well, doing well.
I appreciate the interview. Thank you.
Not a problem. We first actually, I guess we didn't really meet, but I was introduced to your team through a show on BTC TV on YouTube.
Yep.
And another team I worked for was actually competing against your all's, and I actually got pretty intrigued by seeing one of your all's videos, so that's why I want to do this video, or this interview with you all.
Great.
So I guess to get it started, firstly, is it Klickzie Arknet or Klickzie and Arknet? Are they the same project or are they separate?
So they're actually two separate projects. Arknet is the augmented reality interface platform, and Klickzie is the activated and trustable imagery. Klickzie really came first in being that there's so many fake images and videos out there. So we actually have, between the two platforms, we have four patents granted, U.S. patents granted, and then 2 pending. Essentially, when you take a picture with our Klickzie technology, there are multiple layers of steganography, whether it be video or imagery, and then embedded inside that data is things like a geo-coordinate, timestamp, and as well with those layers of steganography, essentially you take a picture and that is the original, that's it. With that data, we have a few features that go along with that. There's a snapback feature, which say you take a picture or a screenshot from your show, it ends up on Facebook or Google, wherever it ends up in 6 months. If somebody comes across that picture on Google and it just has a picture of your show or a screenshot, but nothing to do with your name, the data held inside that picture allows a user that comes across it to either link right back to your YouTube channel automatically, or actually using our Tautachrome feature, actually have a conversation with you because you're the author through the actual picture itself. And then same thing, if you have a picture out there, who has been interacting with my picture? Where is my picture located? Is somebody misusing my picture? Who's selling my picture that doesn't have the rights to sell that picture? That is all actually with the Klickzie platform itself. So the thought in that was, not only faked and doctored images, but, there's a picture of you right here. Did somebody cut your face out or superimpose your face on another picture? Mm-hmm. If even with a Klickzie image, even slightly affect that watermark or that steganography on that picture, by comparing to the original, that's not the original. This picture was doctored even by 1 pixel. That's no longer the original image. You go back to misused imagery. There was a couple of pictures where there was a New York Times. They had a picture of like a riot scene in the cities talking about New York. So yeah, it was a real picture, but that picture was actually from riots done in Venezuela. So they took pictures from something 2 years ago and utilized that picture in a modern day store to sell papers or clicks, whatever they do. Mm-hmm. But along the lines of that. So you look at nowadays with the amount of fake news, misused imagery, Trump's inauguration size. Oh, my inauguration had this many people. No, it was that many people. If it was a Klickzie image, you'd have a timestamp, location. This is the time we took that picture. There's the size. There is no controversy. That's it. So that was actually the start. And with the talk to picture, in bringing in ArcNet, you think about what an actual image is. So ARCs are these augmented reality interfaces that individual users can set up. Are you familiar with Pokemon Go, I assume?
Yeah.
Where you hold up your camera and you can view around you. So essentially, you can, say you're in a mall and you look through a mall, and then each store has an augmented reality ARC outside their shop. There's a shoe store that says Betty's Shoes, and then a bookstore, and so on. So if you're walking through the mall and you click on that shoe store ARC, that could have inside of that ARC, pictures of reviews, books, products for sale, things along that nature. But not just for stores, but memorials, real estate. The uses for those are quite endless. So they're two separate, but we envision ArcNet more of a social platform where you're not getting force-fed ads. We're not stealing your data. People own their images, they own their videos. You can share it as you wish. Have your ARCs all over the place, and then with a really central nervous system of Klickzie, having trustable imagery to where you own those images. If they're fake, they're doctored, they're stolen. All kind of rolled into one hybrid system. So it's Klickzie Arknet, two separate, but ArcNet would be kind of the largest consumer of the Klickzie technology, in a nutshell.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, I'm almost for sure, like on Instagram and Facebook, when you sign an agreement with them, when you click, I've authorized all this stuff, you basically waive your rights to all of the information that you put on your social media. So
Yep.
If you have like an amazing $1 million idea, they can technically steal it from you.
Yep. And that's, I think people are sick of that. People are sick of having their data stolen, their images, their videos. Our vision is to really give that back to the people, where we're not going to steal your data and then sell it back to you in the form of ads. You're not going to have a conversation with your wife about cat litter, about needing cat litter, and then 30 minutes later it's on your Facebook feed.
Yep.
That stuff like that kind of freaks people out a little bit.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, it's too much of it, and I think people are fed up with it, and we have a solution and really a better way for people to socialize and create and explore the world around them.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It's just funny you said that. This happened just to me the other day. I just got a new car, and I was like, man, I wonder if Uber would let me drive this for them. Literally within the same day, I got an email from them saying we're waiting to hire you. And one time, me and my girlfriend were talking about, well, she's my fiance now, but we were talking about the most random thing. We were talking about, we had a bunch of cucumbers in our garden, and I was like, man, it'd be crazy if they made an alcohol for this. Literally within the next couple of days, we got ads all over our social media, both of us, about cucumber vodka or something.
Yep.
It's like it never would have happened.
Crazy.
It's just nuts. So where do you guys operate out of?
So we're a U.S. publicly traded company. I know with the ICO, most are foreign, and the U.S. is kind of a big no-no zone. But we're actually out of Oro Valley, Arizona. We are a publicly traded U.S. company, fully SEC reporting, audited, and compliant. Ticker symbol on that is TTCM for anybody who's interested. But our ICO, or just say the security sale, is actually with a U.S. SEC Reg D and Reg S, which is for U.S. accredited persons, and then anybody non-U.S. persons could actually purchase our KLK tokens.
And what stage is this project at right now?
So we are in full-fledged development. Klickzie has had quite a bit of development. It is at working on the watermarking and steganography stage of the imagery. ArcNet is due out version 1, middle to the end of April, give or take. That'll have pretty much start to finish capabilities. All the arcs that people can create, they have a similarity between them, but they're also unique at the same time. So a real estate arc would look different from a business arc or a memorial arc. So we have we're wrapping up all the AR development. We've actually made some pretty awesome advances with user experience that have been a lot of speed bumps for a lot of different projects. But we're looking about end of April. We should have posting and timelines. People have their user tags, and we're pretty excited about that. So we're almost ready. About a month away, give or take, for the launch of version 1.
So you're a lot farther along than I actually expected you were.
Yeah, we're pretty far along. We've been working at this for a while, so. And we have Honeycomb Digital, who is our development company. We have 7 engineers, some in the United States, some in India, and I believe one in China, I believe it is, that are working on this every week, putting a lot of hours in. So we're pretty close to launching version 1. And that'll be really our proof of concept of what it is. I don't want the first version to go viral. I want to see if we can break it first and then really mold it, adjust the user experience, and then really go from there.
And so, just to, I guess, paint a better picture of what's going on here, this is like something you see in a movie, a futuristic film. So you, I guess, essentially maybe years down the road, you would have some kind of virtual reality glasses on or augmented reality, or maybe you're just holding your tablet up in the mall and you can basically see advertisements and you walk in and maybe you have an RFID chip and it tells you sales that correspond with what you bought previously. Is that what we're talking about here?
So you actually wouldn't even need a chip. These arcs that you can create are actually using geolocation. So if, say, we use like a memorial, for example, one of the larger use cases, if somebody passes away, people pass away, you have a cemetery you go to. Over an actual, are you familiar with Arlington Cemetery?
Yes.
Which is like a soldiers.
I've actually been there.
Yeah, so think about, or envision going to that cemetery, holding up your Arknet app and seeing, hundreds or thousands of these augmented reality arcs floating over soldiers' gravestones. You can walk by, you can click on one of these, privacy settings if the creator wants you to. Click on one of these arcs, see, the epitaph or, when they passed away, tours of duty, medals. So we'll actually geolocate it specifically for where you place them.
That's actually pretty cool. It touches on a question I was going to ask later on. I might as well ask it now. Because I had an idea a few years back for a website. I think memorybank.com's already taken, but I think that would describe it pretty well. So I'm just imagining, just imagine like the future Arlington cemeteries. We don't want people to die in the military or whatever, but with your product, you could essentially go to their gravestone. Your family members could go, and it would essentially see a video of that person. Like right now, say I was still in the military, and I passed away, and I'm talking to my great grandchildren essentially, and told them about my life.
So you could do videos. So when you set up that augmented reality arc, think of an arc as like Arknet. Arcs are a store box for you to hold things that are valuable. People think about Noah's Ark. They had, the rest of creation and the animals in the ark. Arcs where you can store your text, your videos, your pictures, memories. So you can visit that ark that's above that gravestone from where you are, from your couch, from Paris, and going through and finding that. So soldiers that may have served with you can go and interact. So if you're, so to speak, you're my father. I see that, somebody you toured with shared a memory from a tour in Afghanistan or in Iraq. Somebody I've never seen, never met, but I'm able to see that story shared inside your arc. So think of it as a kind of a feed where all these different people can come together. They can all input their own pictures. They can input their own videos, their own memories, and they stay inside that arc with its, at Sergeant Featherhead is the URL or the name for that arc itself. But you can go back and visit that arc anytime or see who else has interacted with it.
Uh-oh. Daggone, it froze up again. Well, we froze up. I don't know if you can hear me or not, David, but I'll get back to you here in a second. Try to reconnect. Sorry about that, guys. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. We're here with David LaMountain and Klickzie Arknet. David, I'm not sure where we left off, but I guess I'll hit my next question here. I think we were finished up with whatever we were talking about.
Pretty close.
A little bit of technical difficulties there, but we're on track now. I think maybe you touched on this, but let me ask it again just to clarify. When do you plan to have the Klickzie app available for smartphones and devices?
So we're looking to complete development in April. We're going to do some internal testing, probably a closed testing group. So I imagine in May we should have Arknet available for Android and Apple or the iOS stores for download for public consumption.
That's
So that's
awesome.
what we're on target for.
That's very exciting.
Getting close, getting very close.
Yeah, I'm sure you're ready for it too.
Yes, I am.
All right, so I was looking through the website, and the Klickzie intro video says that it will help fill a gap in science, law enforcement, education, insurance, finance, and medical. Could you possibly give us some examples of how it will improve those areas?
Yeah, so it really boils down to irrefutable evidence-grade material. Say you're served a summons or for package delivery or any number of those uses, scientific discoveries, the first to a scientific discovery. When talking about a timestamp, a geolocation, things like that are stored on a blockchain, there's pictures like that are hard to duplicate or hard to falsify. We've all seen, videos on YouTube with human skeletons that are 16 feet tall, talking about giants, things like that are crazy. But when you get down to irrefutable evidence, when you have something that is an original, it's not doctored, that could actually be used in a court setting, that's what we're talking about. Because you have those multiple layers of steganography, you have the watermarking, having the original and the blockchain transactions, it's really irrefutable at that point. So if you look at, like the medical science, all those industries, universities, it's really geared towards, things like that as well, which will help out tremendously.
It's funny you said something about the giants because that's actually something I looked into recently within the last couple of years. But yeah, they are I think what you're talking about, all the videos you see on Google when you search giants, that apparently was supposedly some kind of university Photoshop contest. But, of course, it could be something that they're trying to sweep under the rug because there's a lot of studies out there, actually mounds found in America that supposedly had giant skeletons, and museums came in and take them away. So with something like yours, it would be amazing. I'm sure the government would be terrified of something like that to come out, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. But what's great is, there could be a lie especially with social media nowadays. There's an image gets out there, and before it's even verified, it's shared by people. And within, even hours, there could be millions of people who have seen a picture that's been misused or doctored that they had no idea was fake, but it's too late. Right. So if you're able to really, in the power of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, lies spread fast. And if you're able to at least knock off some of those lies before they can get root, that's a big win.
Yeah. So is the token, is it called Klick?
It's a Klick token. Yep, KLK is the Klick token. Well, of course, Klickzie. So KLICK.
Could you tell us some use cases for the token itself?
Yeah, so going back to the Arknet, we could use it for the buying and selling, licensing of images or imagery. But in using with Arknet, there are about 38 million home-based businesses in the United States alone. Our target is more of a worldwide $48 trillion market of household goods and services. And we talked about Arknet in a mall use case, but what about those, home-based businesses or online businesses? Right now, you can find YouTube online, things like that. But with Arknet, what's really great about that is you're able to give anything on the internet, whether it be a YouTube channel, an Amazon store, an eBay store, or any of those home-based businesses, you can actually give a physical location to that doesn't have bricks and mortar costs. So if you were to create arcs for your YouTube channel in Times Square, where people can actually come across your channel at Times Square, what would that do for how many followers could you gain off that? But now taking it from, a more developed region like the United States, think about something that's non-developed. Go to the middle of South America or in the middle of the rural India or the Congo. Somebody may have that entrepreneurial spirit, and they have a little home-based business that's in their village or in their city. Now, what if they had outreach to places like the United States or Germany or the UK, where they can actually set up an arc for their business in Times Square or in the Mall of America or in Germany, to where people from a completely different country can see products or services they have to offer in the physical, but then you have that cross-border. Now, the weird thing about cryptocurrency is using it for their, tiny transaction costs as well as instantaneous. You can actually have transactions with somebody around the world within seconds that's secure and do business around the world essentially unhampered. So there's businesses around the world that from developed to undeveloped that can develop by using these KLK tokens. So people could use them as a come to our store. We're giving away free KLK tokens. Enter through our ARC. Things like that. We thought about using them because Arknet is a social platform. Mm-hmm. There's going to be things on there we don't want. There's going to be fake imagery, or fake news, illicit images. And we're thinking about some sort of reward program. So if we have certain people who flag those images for removal, you can get a KLK reward, things like that. Referrals for signups. If you have any in-app purchases, you get a little bit of a bonus of KLK. So not only can you use them, but you can also spend them on goods and services inside the platform.
And people actually surprisingly love doing that stuff, even if it's for free. My parents turned me onto this new app. It's called Waze. I think it's WAZE. You ever use it?
Yeah, it's for traffic and stuff. Yeah, now they're doing like advertising and all that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's incredible. I'll be going down the highway and it'll say there's a cop up here on the left, and that's all like people just entering information in potholes.
Yep.
And if you add in getting actually getting paid for it, I mean, no problem.
Yeah, it's bonuses. And it's interesting. I noticed one thing across the board with all these ICO platforms, a lot of them almost rely on people needing to adopt cryptocurrency in a mass way for them to be successful. We're kind of the other way around. We prefer the cryptocurrency to really work in the background to where people don't even quite realize they're using a cryptocurrency, where it really just looks like points in a system or a game that they can utilize to purchase goods and services. Mm-hmm. I think most people are probably petrified of Bitcoin, or they hear the news stories all the time. So if they don't realize they're using it, you can more quickly gain mass adoption of using crypto, and people don't even realize it, or invisible adoption, so to speak.
Yeah, and I saw a prime example of that. I was in Tennessee a couple weeks ago, and I went to a timeshare meeting. Don't ask me why, but I did. And they had a perfect use case for cryptocurrency. And I'm thinking, literally, if you swapped it out, no one would even know, because, like you said, it was just based off a point system. They paid one fee, and every year they got 15,000 points. And those points paid for like airline miles and everything. So literally, I mean, there's got to be transaction fees and whatnot for the company, so it'd be cheaper for them to use cryptocurrency, and those people wouldn't even know that they were using it. So I think you're definitely on the right track there.
Yeah, and then you can make money off of microtransactions, which is a great thing.
Right.
If you're using fiat currency with credit card charges, it'd be difficult to make money off of $1. But with cryptocurrency, I can make money off a 25-cent transaction, no problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you talked about something pretty interesting earlier. You said that basically, if I wanted to, I could create my own ARC. Once that is out there and available to the public, how could I even do that? Is it going to be user friendly? Am I going to be able to go on in there and just, if I wanted to make an ARC in front of my house, I could do it with no training or whatever?
Yeah, it's gonna be as simple as, so there'll be two ways to use that. There's gonna be a map feature, which is the NERI map. That'll be where you can view ARCs around the world. So if you want to go through that map and see what's in Paris, what's in Moscow, Japan, you can go through that map and see these icons that pop up where ARCs are. Click on those ARCs. Creating an ARC is going to be as simple as opening up the camera interface in the Arknet app, clicking, create an ARC. That's it. What's your ARC title? What do you want a handle to be? You want a profile picture? As simple as that. So you can do that in person. If you want to create an ARC out in the front of your house, you can go out there and tap on the tree and put an ARC right there. Or you can use the map feature, and you go in ARC, and I want to put an ARC right there in the middle of Times Square. I'm going to put a Featherhead YouTube channel ARC, where people hold up their phone, they're going to be able to see, the picture of your YouTube channel, or if you want a 3D shape with some text or whatever you want that ARC to be, people are going to be able to see it. And if they see it, holding up their interface, they can just click on it. Oh, this is a cool crypto, YouTube channel. I can check it out. It's got links. It's got videos, pictures. It sees how many people are following that ARC, how many ARCs you're following, and all that. So it's really the interface is a kind of a hybrid of a Twitter, Facebook best parts, but without the complexity. Nice and easy to use, simple, straight to the point.
I mean, I'm sure you realize how huge this is because it would even create a whole revenue stream. You know, you got the like you said, Times Square. You have the storefront,
Yep.
the store owners that they could sell advertisement. Yep. You know, maybe in real world they don't want a big giant billboard, kind of like Ricky Bobby on Talladega Nights. You know, the fake Newtons or whatever on his windshield. But
and we didn't even talk about moving vehicles. But what if you have a think of a service company. You have a cleaning company. You have 10 cleaning vans out the road. We have down the road, not right away, but because we're using geolocation, we're going to use your cell phone device. So eventually you'll have an arc over your head, which would contain your social media profile. You know, think about networking events. If I can just click on the arc over your head, see your resume, where you've been, your qualifications, contact information, you know, in one click. But the same thing with the trucks or pizza delivery guys or a taco truck. There's an arc floating over that taco truck that contains your menus, your reviews, your links, coupons. I mean, you name it, is contained inside that arc. And all those arcs all linked together through this one social network system that you can navigate from a taco truck to a real estate listing, you know, in one tap.
Right. Now that's pretty much endless possibilities. It's amazing.
Yeah, really. You're creating a physical internet using augmented reality in the reality or the physical world around you is what you're doing. It's a physical internet, essentially.
So will Klickzie Arknet be its own social media platform?
Essentially, that's really what it's going to be. Because without it, the social aspect, that's the people. So you know, when I sign up, I have my phone arc or my device arc. With that being signed up, now I can start creating arcs. But if I come across an arc that I like, I can follow it. Or I can share that arc on my timeline to where people follow me, can see what I'm sharing and what I'm doing and what I'm posting. So I think the social aspect of it is key to where people love to share what they find that's cool. So if I'm able to come across something where I go, the taco truck, Jimmy's Taco Trucks, I just had the most awesome tacos in Boston. Mm-hmm. I followed the arc. I shared it. Other people can see it. So it's a way for people to really share what they love, but still own what they have and be secure at the same time. All
right. Now, have you ever heard of anything called Vibe? I know we talked about it a little bit the other day, but I don't know if they're their own blockchain or whatever, but they deal a lot with virtual reality and augmented reality. Yep. You ever consider any partnership with someone like that?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of possibilities for partnerships and things like that. I mean, we did a lot of research before with the patent application for this. We filed the patent second half of last year. So we did a lot of research, and we came across nothing that was like what we're doing. There's a lot of AR, there's a lot of VR out there. A lot of games. There was one I saw that was you can go it's like a social club, but you can go in and you're like this, this virtual reality social person, things like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I think there's a lot of possibilities for really endless partnerships down the road with that as well.
Okay. Now, before I ask this next question, I want to remind the viewers that we are not financial advisors, or at least I assume you're not, right?
No, nope.
Okay, yes, I'm definitely not a financial advisor, so in no way, shape, or form is this me suggesting for you to do anything. But for those viewers that might be interested, Klickzie tokens are available for purchase right now, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yep. And we are I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask where could they grab some of those if they were interested?
So if you go to our site, klickzie.io, you can register on there. We are offering 1 cent per token with discounts depending on your investment amount. We are a U.S. company, which was seen before. I know it's scary for a lot of people, but we are fully SEC compliant. We're reporting and audited. The token sale itself is for accredited U.S. investors and non-U.S. investors as of right now, using SEC Reg D and Reg S. We are looking to file a Reg A+, but however, there's no guarantees on whether that is going to be accepted in anywhere near future. It all depends on really the SEC. But go there, register. You're able to purchase tokens on that site, and we do offer pretty generous referral bonuses. So anybody that you refer that purchases tokens, we have a pretty high percentage referral bonus that you would get in regards to those as well.
And
So
it's huge in itself that you're being compliant with the SEC and open about it, because there's so many projects here in this country that just basically like it's like cryptocurrency taxes. You're just like, whatever,
yep.
whatever happens.
Yeah,
happens.
we have we are a large part. We have a lot of loyal shareholders. We are a publicly traded company. We have invested. We don't take any salaries. We aren't compensated in any way at this time until we get off the ground. But we have funded a lot of this project ourselves. I mean, we have a lot of skin in the game. Our goal is really launching with version 1. We'll have revenue producing capabilities, which I know is far different than a lot of other ICOs out there that never even get to launch. I mean, we're very close now, but we still need support. There's advertising, there's more development, things like that. So we really are a great project that we encourage people to look into.
Well, that's good. You're thoroughly invested. That means you're pretty passionate about the project.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. I have a lot of skin in the game.
So,
when we make out, the shareholders and the token holders all make out.
yeah, that's always good to hear. So I know a lot of people get irritated when I ask this question, because not everything always goes perfectly as you might think. But so if all goes as planned, where do you see this project in, let's say, 5 years from now, given the current climate and cryptocurrency and everything? Where do you? I mean, I'm sure it's going to pick up in the future. Obviously, blockchain's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
If in a perfect world, where do you see Klickzie Arknet in about 5 years from now?
I mean, in a perfect world, given what the possibilities of what we have, we're definitely the front runner in this space. I'm sure there's going to be other projects that come along that'll try to parallel what we're doing. We will have, when granted, have some patent protection in loopholes and things we found that we were able to exploit in the AR space. Really, the sky's the limit. I see what's happening with Facebook, Twitter trying to make money, Snapchat, doing the best they can. I believe we could be with the capabilities of what we can do in such a large market. The possibilities are really endless. We could be really a billion-dollar company. There is no doubt in my mind that we could do that because of the potential. And I think, just the capabilities alone could send this sky high. We could be the next Facebook, the next Google. It's very well in the realm of possibilities in a perfect world, but I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. So there's that too. But I really think we have an incredible future. We're working hard. I think we're gonna achieve those goals.
Well, hopefully no buses come your way.
Yeah, I stay in a bubble. I'm not stay in a house.
Well, I think the coolest thing about this project, I mean, everything's cool about it. The fact that you're so far ahead with the competition, in my opinion, but so many projects need mass adoption. Almost everything out there needs mass adoption. But with something like this, I personally feel like all you need to do is release it. And there's people, no one's gonna play this and be like, or not play it, but open the app and be like, I'm not gonna mess with this again. Everybody's going to want to see this and use it. It's just, there are literally hundreds or thousands of verticals. Even if one vertical takes off, it's a massive success. So even if it gets mass adoption in real estate, it's a tremendous success. Business, memorials. We didn't even touch on, aquariums and zoos and things like that. Even just one vertical takes off and it's off to the races. That's all it takes is just one little spark. You put this in the hands of some college kids, they'll forget about it. Oh yeah.
It's the creative power that you're giving people that they've never had before with a social media platform.
Right. So I got one more question for you here, and we can wrap this up. So what's coming up next for Klickzie Arknet? What can we expect next if I'm an investor and I'm in your community and all that? What can we expect next?
So like I said, April we'll be wrapping up development. Once version 1's wrapped up, we're immediately going to be working on version 2. Version 1's going to have your social media profile, your ability to create a couple different types of arcs, and then also the ability to produce revenue. We'll probably start with 4 or 5 arc types to start with. The way we're designing the system is that when we're looking to add an additional archetype, it's not going to be weeks or months. We're going to be able to add additional archetypes within days. So we may start with a real estate arc, memorials, a general arc, things along those lines. But as we see, people requesting certain types, we can add them to the system quite quickly. Of course, adjusting user experience, things like that. But our main goal is revenue, revenue, revenue. We're not looking to keep the investment door open for a very long time.
Come on, internet. Literally, right as we were about to wrap it up. Well, sorry guys. I guess I'll connect back with him and we will finish the last 10 seconds of this interview up for you all. Sorry about that. We will be right back. All right, guys and gals, crypto nerds, we are back for the final round of this interview with David LaMountain from Klickzie Arknet. Honestly, I can't tell you where we left off. I was asking you what's coming up next for Klickzie Arknet, and you were talking about the release coming up soon.
Yep. Yeah, we should be releasing for mass consumption in May. It's going to have revenue-producing capabilities for us, which is huge. So I don't expect the investment door to be open for too much longer, as revenue is going to get a lot of things done for us. But we're very excited about the future and where we're going. I'm really looking forward to more interviews like this with yourself and just launching this app and getting rolling.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you if I could have you back on for the blockchain success segment I started on this show.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should set something up in the future for that, especially after Klickzie takes off.
Yeah, you'll be my go-to YouTube guy going forward.
Appreciate that, man. Looking forward to it. So, is there anything else that we should know about Klickzie Arknet before we end this interview here?
Yeah, so I do. There are, if we also go to the myarknet.io website, there is some explainer videos on there, a lot of use cases. So I also encourage people to go on there. If they have any questions, they can always contact us. But I think everybody watching this program or your show would have a use case for our technology. It's really it's wide fitting to so many demographics and such a wide population and location. It's anybody can use it for just so many different uses.
Absolutely. Yep. So, guys, if you're on Telegram, go join their channel. It's Klickzie Arknet. I'll provide a link below. If you want to talk about interesting projects like this, you can join our channel, Featherhead Crypto, and I'll provide a link for that as well. David, if you want to provide me some links, I will put them below this video for purchasing tokens if you're interested, and your main website.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Great. Thank you very much.